This is my review for Dark Knight's Metal, Legends of the Dark Knights. This is a one-shot focused based on a bunch of, it's basically a anthology of a bunch of different solo stories, short stories of different alternate dimension Batmans. I don't know if any of these characters are actually in the original Dark Knight's Metal tie-ins and stuff, because disclaimer, I have not read any of that stuff. I think I read the Grim Knight one-shot, that's about it. I really just kind of cherry-picked the ones that look interesting to me. And this one was kind of one of those, especially because of all the hype it has right now with the whole Robin King, which I'll get to that in a second. So essentially, this book is, like I said, it's an anthology story. It has about, I don't know, probably 6 or 7 different stories. Most of them super short. A couple of them are just like 2 pages, and then a few of them are like 4 or 5 pages. With I think the first one, and then the second one, which is the Robin King one, being the longest ones. But overall, I mean, they're all really short. Because I mean, the whole book is like what, 30 pages, 25 pages, something like that. So yeah, pretty standard sized comic book. The first story is focused around the Batman Who Laughs. It's essentially that's kind of it's really more of a really quick retelling of everything that's going on, kind of getting new readers accustomed to the idea of the dark multiverse, and it's basically just kind of a quick Wikipedia article read of like just giving you all this exposition drop, and it's not really that great. It has some great, the art's pretty cool. It has some great like double page layouts with a whole bunch of action and stuff going on. It's got that kind of classic thing where you like have all this stuff happening in the backgrounds, like different highlights of famous events, and then you have like small word bubbles explaining those events. So like I said, it's very much like a quick rehash of setting up kind of what to expect from the rest of the stories. It does have kind of a cool twist at the end with a cool development with the Batman Who Laughs, which is actually pretty horribly terrifying when you think about it. But I don't know what they're gonna do with that ever again. But it was cool. The artwork, it's okay. Not really my favorite. I don't really like any of the artwork in this book, honestly, that much. This one was probably one of the better ones. I do like the word bubbles. I kind of like the black text that they use, or the black background with the white text they use, and the font is kind of cool. It just felt very appropriate for the Batman Who Laughs to be speaking in that way. And the second story is about the Robin King, which is it's not really that great, honestly. It's kind of a weird. It's kind of a very unrealistic story. I mean, it's basically what if Bruce Wayne grew up and he was this crazy psychopathic guy who just started murdering. He even murders his own parents. I mean, it's a crazy story. Like, it's basically kind of like a horror movie, like one of those Damien or Insidious kind of stories where like the devil is like reincarnating a little kid, so everybody's afraid of the little kid because he's a little psychopath. It's basically that with Bruce Wayne and Alfred, and it's I don't know. It's kind of an original idea for like a Batman twist, but it's just I don't know. I don't think it was executed very well at all, and the art is pretty terrible. Like I just don't like the way they draw like the little kid Batman and stuff. It's got this kind of simple artwork to it. Then there's also a story where Batman is a T-Rex. Yes, I said that out loud. That it's like 1 page long, I think, and it's pretty. It's just a really quick kind of like hit you with craziness and get out of there. So that's a weird one. There's also some other ones that are just equally as weird, like Batman turning into a baby, which is like what? I mean, then there's also one where it's kind of like a Batman Beyond mixed in with other continuity, because instead of Terry, it's Damian as the new Batman. That one actually has some pretty cool artwork. It's very like it kind of deals with a lot of supernatural elements and kind of satanic type stuff. So it has a art style that really fits that kind of like occult art style from like the old days. So that one's pretty cool. Overall, this book was just kind of like hit or miss, really, honestly. There's a lot of really cool ideas in this book, like just cool ways to kind of reinvigorate the Batman mythos. But I mean, most of them just don't have enough time, like, or don't have enough dedication in the book to actually really build upon it. So you're just kind of getting these quick little things. It's almost kind of like watching an episode of SNL, and you have these kind of cool skits, and then you watch them and you kind of enjoy them. But then at the end, you're like, man, I really wish I could have did a movie out of that or something. Which that's just kind of the nature of an anthology story, I guess. But most anthology stories at least have a little bit more spread between the stories. This should have been like a graphic novel trade or something. But anyway, I mean, overall, most of the stories are pretty lackluster. I think the best one, in my opinion, is the very first one, and then the kind of Batman Beyondish one, like the one with the future Batman. But other than that, everything just kind of felt bland and just like some cool ideas here and there, but just poor execution overall, in my opinion. Thank you guys for watching.